Okay. SIYP show. How are we? Hi, David. Hi, Hazel. How
Hello.
are we?
Hello. Good.
Good. Happy to
Getting
Good.
have.
ready. Get.
Sorry, David, go ahead.
I was just saying, getting ready to go to Santo Daime. So
Nice. Happy to have Hazel
yeah,
back. Hazel was not with us last week, and David was feeling a little bit off, but David is feeling better. Do you want to start your week,
yes,
David?
sure. Actually, so my week was just really starting to build my practice, my healing practice, and just getting more comfort. And so just doing a lot of reading and discovering who my ideal client is. And now I got to take this forward. Also hit the gym this week as well, so that was really nice. This is my first full week back.
Mhm.
Um, what showed up. Trying to think of anything bad happened, or what I'm judging as bad. But no, that was actually pretty much my week. It was a pretty calm week.
Mhm. Okay.
That's good.
So, from your practice, what is your practice about, if you want to share?
On my healing practice, so it's about completing with what no longer works with us anymore. So there's things in our lives that we're just like, why am I still doing this?
Mhm.
Maybe it's a habit, maybe I don't know what it is, but there's a pattern that keeps repeating over and over and over again. And through a session with me, we can break that pattern. So that
Mhm.
pattern no longer shows up in your life anymore, and it dramatically shifts your life completely. So that's does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah, like
Okay.
a lot of us, from what I notice, myself included, a lot of us don't realize what doesn't serve us till we address it, right? Till we take a look at what's going on in our lives, and then we're like, oh, okay, hold on, this is not serving me. So it's really great that you work with people and heal them within. So,
Well, actually, they're healing. So
mm,
they're the ones that are choosing to let go of it. So
mhm,
that's actually the healing process. So if they didn't choose to let go of it, there would be no healing at all.
true. And how can you let go of something if you don't know it's there?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah,
blind spot.
it's a blind
You don't
spot.
you don't you don't know it's there until you see that it's there.
Hmm. Yeah, so great. Anything else for you, David?
No,
Okay.
I know I like nothing overly radical this week, so
That's fine. It doesn't need
That's
to be.
okay.
Yeah,
it's good to have a calm week.
that's good. That's good. Just
Yeah.
just before we move on to someone else, David, any elements from our program that showed up for you this week, like detachment, judgment, fear?
The one where we're stepping into our the best version of ourselves.
Mm,
Actually, I was
ex-
showing up as the best version of myself this week
nice,
and
nice.
stepping into the future version, which I don't know what it is, but I know it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different than your past, that's for sure. So,
Yes. Yeah, because I'm letting things go.
mhm,
So it
yeah.
has to be different than the past. If I didn't let things go, then it'd be the same as the past, probably worse.
No, because this time it's going to be different. Doing the same thing, it's going to be different. A very common thing everyone says, like, oh, it's going to be different this time.
Yeah, no.
So
Well, for
great.
a few days.
And then you're like, why is this so familiar? I don't know. Deja vu. Anyway, anything else for you, or are you complete?
You know, I'm complete.
Complete. All right. I'm going to go into my share. So, my week was interesting. Let's see. It started off all right. I mean, I had work this week from the afternoon, so it started in like the mid-afternoon, finishing at about 8 p.m. And I mean, it gave me my morning. I could sleep in, be lazy, and all of that. And, I was just like, I was good with it. And then yesterday and today I had the day off because today's my birthday. So, yeah,
Happy
today's my
Oh, happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So, that was really great. And, this whole week, it's just been a lot of gratitude, represencing like the holidays and like the potential travel and, just really beauty in what I have. The other day with my partner, we went to get some stuff, some like Christmas presents, for family, for friends. And usually, again, both Hazel and David know this. Usually, I have a interesting relationship to money. I have a trigger that I'm so present about. Like me and my partner, my girlfriend, we call these conversations about money pineapple conversations. So, just to be like, oh, pineapple, uh, just to be aware of the trigger. And it was great because, I'm just really getting present that the more I'm grateful, the more I take power away from the trigger. So, like David, what you're talking about is letting go of things that don't serve us, right? And healing.
Mhm.
The more I just realize that, oh, it's a pineapple conversation, and I throw in gratitude, the more I am at peace, like I'm just happy. So because now I have some money in cash, I have some money on my card, I have some money on another card, and we were just walking and I told my girlfriend, I was like, babe, it's so cool that I have money. Like we I mean, but in an interesting way, we bought gifts and everything and it was just great to go and buy something because I can. And it's not like I'm rich, but just that feeling um gave me that gratitude and that happiness. So there was a lot of gratitude and being the best version of myself too, David. So that was great. Uh,
Can,
oh,
can, can I mention something there?
sure.
So it was about the pineapple conversation.
Yes.
And it was when you gave it up is when you got the freedom.
Yeah.
And and you notice that you have more money now that you were grateful.
Hmm.
So isn't it interesting that when we're always so focused on getting money, that we maybe what we're creating is not the money itself, but it's the wanting of the money. Maybe that's what we get stuck in, and we keep
Hmm.
not having the money.
Hmm. Yeah,
I just thought that was intriguing.
that is actually really intriguing because then it's just like it's never going to be enough, and it just creates a not really positive environment. That was another thing. So like great you bring that up because that was another thing me and my partner were talking about. Is we were just really interested how people subconsciously or maybe unintentionally create this reality, like, oh, I don't have enough money or I don't like my job. It's like they're creating that reality. Um, so yeah, you do heal by giving that up. Just that power. You give that power away from detaching from it. Yeah. So yeah, that
Yeah,
is
and that's
great.
real power. That's
Yeah.
real power.
I mean, our program is stepping into your power. Tudut.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah, so that was there this week, and then what else? And then yesterday, um, yesterday evening, my girlfriend arranged, honestly, uh, the best birthday party ever. It was small, it was cute. There was like it was at a friend's place, so there was this balloon outside the door, like just a little detail stuff. Um, and it was really amazing because my girlfriend gave me everything I wanted, and on top of that, she just asked me, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I was like, I want everyone to bring a dish and everyone to eat and everyone to drink and everyone to like dance. And we did all of that. It was amazing. There was a cake. So again, a lot of gratitude yesterday, a lot of um, just a lot of beauty, so that showed up and yeah, it was just an amazing week. So that's pretty much my week. Yeah, there was some judgment, there was some making things mean something and just realizing what I find is really great is I don't really look at why I'm doing that because for me the why doesn't really help me. It's just like what am I doing? So like where is this taking me to? But then also I try to look at the why or where it's coming from just to be aware, but not really to solve it. And when I do that, I I am more free. So yeah, that was my week. Yeah, that's my week. I'm complete.
Right. Oh, and how did the um our chapters in SIYP, how did that
So
show up in your life?
so definitely gratitude, a lot of gratitude. There was detachment from the fear conversations. There was a little bit of fear actually. Um, but then that was in the money conversations. There was the fear like, what's going to happen here? Am I spending too much money? Am I not being grateful? So fear showed up, detachment, gratitude, and then being the best version of myself.
No, it's pretty much all of
Pretty much. Yeah,
it.
pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, great. Yeah. Thanks, David. All right,
You're
I'm
welcome.
complete. Hazel.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching, my face is all red because I had an allergic reaction and still recovering from that. And I also have a cold, so my voice is a little froggy. So I wasn't here last week, and actually, a lot of things showed up. Something happened at work where, like at work, we cover for each other when one of us is away. And I didn't know I was covering for someone because I wasn't asked. And I only found out through an out of office notification that
Mm,
my name was put down. So you can imagine that triggered me, and I got mad.
surprise.
Yeah,
Of course, I would get mad too.
yeah. So I got mad, and all these things went through my head like, oh, I wasn't even asked to cover. Like they just put my name and I was like commanded or voluntold. And then so I actually talked to a work friend and I told that person the situation and I said, listen, am I overreacting or, just tell me, right? And they said, no, I would have gotten mad too. So when the person came back who was away, I actually had an in-person conversation with them, and I said, "Not sure if you realize, but you put me down as covering for you, but you didn't ask me." And they were like, "Oh, I didn't ask you? Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I was triggered again, you know, because part of my brain was thinking, oh, are they just saying that, or are they being real, or what? I don't know where they were coming from,
Mhm.
and they told me some things that were happening in their personal life, and no, part of me was like, oh, are they just saying that, or were they lying so that they wouldn't look bad or something, and and then another part of my brain was like, well, my gut was telling me to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Mm,
And because it doesn't bring anything to me if I believe that person was lying, because that doesn't bring anything good. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take them at face value and I'm going to trust what they're saying is real and I'm going to forgive them, even though I had all these judgments of her and before I talked to them, and I was just like, okay, there was the fear too before I talked to them. How would the conversation go? How should I deal with this? And then I just kind of winged it and I was just, professional and I just laid it out and they said sorry and, we cleared the air. And also, I decided to lead by example and I said, oh, I'm thinking we have a chat where we all talk. So I said in the chat, oh, I'm thinking of taking this day off. Can anyone cover for me? So for me, that was leading by example, saying, you know, if you need
Being the
someone to,
best version.
yes, if you need someone to cover for you, then you ask.
You're
Yeah.
showing the best version of yourself so the others can see that they can also step into the best version of themselves as well.
Yes, exactly. So I did that, and one of the others replied saying, I can cover for you. And I said, thank you. So, you know, and yeah, so there was a lot of judgment there. There was like, from the chapters, there was the fear of having the conversation with her. And then, as David said, being the best version of ourself. And then there was the detachment and the forgiveness, but there was also accountability where I showed, you know, how to handle the situation in the future. And that's what came up for me last week. And this week, I'm just dealing with my physical condition, my allergic reaction, the allergic reaction, and the cold symptoms. And I'm just being gentle with myself and letting myself rest and not pushing myself to do more because my normal tendency is to be productive all the time. So I'm just allowing myself and my body to rest and heal. So
It's awesome.
yeah,
That's
that's
Most
amazing.
of most of us most of us don't do that. Most of us don't take the time to actually to recover, to allow ourselves to recover. We're always pushing, pushing, pushing. But it's beautiful that
exactly.
you took time for yourself. That's actually an expression of love for you.
Yes, and my body because I only have one body.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think people
This
tend to
lifetime.
forget that. Yeah, exactly in this lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I can't think of anything else that came up. That was my past 2 weeks.
Nice. I have a quick question for you.
Hmm.
How was your listening of the person you spoke to that put you um to cover for someone? How was your listening of them? Like during the conversation that you asked, uh, why were you put to cover? I just wanted to know what was your listening of them?
Yeah, so when they were speaking, there was nothing there for me. Like I wasn't making any meaning. It
Hmm.
was all beforehand, before the conversation actually started, that, I was thinking all these things, all these judgments. But when they were telling me their story, what happened to them in their personal life, and I was listening, and I was just kind of putting myself in their shoes, and I was thinking, oh, well, if that happened to me, I might forget too. So, it happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it happens again, I'll have another conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no, I wasn't making any meaning from what the person was saying
Mhm.
when the conversation was happening. It was like beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the reason why I'm asking is because like I've been in that situation also where I'm just like, oh, what's the point of asking, my manager, or what's the point of asking like a family member, I'm just like, oh, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything. The person is stubborn or, whatever. And then I have a conversation and I'm just like, oh, you're a human. Okay, you're not you're not a monster.
Mhm.
Right? I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. So yeah, no,
Mhm.
I now do the same thing where and I think like even with my partner when we went out yesterday, no, or the day before, and she got a message from one of her clients that there might be a change in what she's doing. And immediately in that moment she was overwhelmed. She felt, and I'm not going to try and gossip here, but like she just basically felt overwhelmed and went into fear, went into like panic mode. And I didn't say anything because usually what I do is I'm just like, babe, like talk to the person, like have a conversation, clear it up. But I didn't say anything this time because she's done the program also, by the way. Um, and then she just picked up the phone and she called. We're at a beautiful place. We're at a like this exhibits kind of place. And she was just not present. She was not there. So she went through the emotions, she went through the assumption, she went through the judgment, she went through the fear, picked up the phone, had a conversation, and then she was laughing. And then I'm like, what did you get from that conversation? And she's just like, yeah, I panicked and whatever. And then she's free. She gave that up. So
Mhm.
I think, I just being aware of our listening of people. It's important if we have a listening of them or we create an image of them without them saying or doing anything. That's where we need to just be aware. Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was so
I
great.
think, yeah, because often we kind of like build the build these things up in our minds. Like my mind was like kind of freaking out about having the conversation because I don't usually like having conversations like that. And then I was like, okay, why am I freaking out? It doesn't have to be this way or another way. I just have to be present in the
Mhm.
moment with her. Like it doesn't necessarily mean the conversation is going to go bad just because I'm having a conversation with her, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
so great.
Then that was the detachment. Yeah. Oh, and I watched the previous week's podcast, and you were talking about um, other people's opinions of you, Zayshan.
Mhm.
And I want to just paraphrase something that I read that made so much sense to me.
Go for it.
And Wayne Dyer said basically that the good opinion of other people is none of your business because you can't control what other people think about you. They're going to think about you however way they think about you, and you can't control it. So just like be yourself, be happy, you
Mhm.
know, and that's all you can do.
Could you repeat that one more time? The good opinion of people?
The good opinion of other people is none of your business
Mm.
because you
Okay.
can't control how they think about you. Like, I'm sure, like, we're not everybody's cup of tea, right? Like, for my ego likes the idea of everybody liking me, but I know that's not reality. Not
Mm.
everybody's gonna like me. And I'm okay with that now because the people who get you are the people who are, I guess, are supposed to be in your life, right? And the people who don't get you, you have nothing to give each other at that point in time. But maybe in the future you will, who knows? Yeah.
True.
And I wanted to mention that you're holding on to judgment a lot less, Hazel.
Hmm.
So that's really nice to see.
Yeah. It feels good too.
Nice. Yeah, it's really tough holding stuff against people all the time.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's literally
Yeah.
heavy. All right,
Yeah.
awesome. Anything else for you, Hazel?
No, I just want to say I'm grateful for this group and us being able to talk to each other, talk with each other the way we are. And it's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is great. No, thank you. I mean, also like this is one of the main intentions why we do this. It's just to have conversations. It's just to share, and hopefully it, opens up something for someone listening or someone watching. And I always say we do have our Instagram channel. Um, we don't have a YouTube channel, but we do have the website, and people can reach out if people do want to share, or if you guys know anyone that wants to just share, just send us a message or comment here. And yeah, okay. I'm complete. Hazel, are you complete?
I'm complete.
Okay, David, you're
Mhm.
complete.
I am complete.
All right, awesome. Okay, everybody enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.